What a beautiful day to begin with. Thank you so much for being with us. And today we are going to review the movie that I recently watched yesterday. It was Saturday, and suddenly, sometimes when you just sign in on Netflix or any OTT network, there are movies that they recommend you. So this was the one recommended to me, and it is a French African Spanish movie, Do. The story revolves around, at the beginning of the story, it happens like that. There are migrants crossing from Morocco to Spain, and what happens, there is a one guy who just was climbing on the barriers, and he fell down and he was finished. But before dying, he told the authorities he is a refugee and he has documents. What happened? His documents fell, and for people of concern, documents are very, 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 very important. And now their case starts. That who is the culprit behind it? Was it intentionally they did it, or how come it happened that they cannot even save one person while others were there? But only one person was in a problem, so they should have been there. So Matthew was in that team, and he always, his conscience is always saying that we may be, we could have done in our capacity, but we didn't. So on the parallel note, you see that there is a guy who is in a African elephant, what is reservoir or something like that. I forgot the name, what Lisa said. So he's working for the elephant organization, NGO, and his what is that? His behavior is very ruthless. He is good, but sometimes people are very rude when they talk, and the teammates didn't get along very well with him. So they said that we should have to say goodbye to you. And we can see there were some poachers. They took the tusk of the elephants, and when he went there and he said, "Oh my goodness, what happened?" So the other guards over there, the security team, they said that, "Why don't you just give this meat to the villagers?" And he said, "Do you think this is a meat? Because for foreigner perspective, it is a very, what we say that, a very sacred thing, and you can't, like, how the loved animal can be given as a food." But he said, it could be in your culture, but not here. People really desperate for food. So to get the sympathy of the people, at least we can do this, whereas we cannot save him from the poachers. So what happened? He is sent back, and then to another place, and his daughter also comes. And now here comes the story that they show that how his behavior and how his bond of care with her daughter is. And you will see that because he doesn't get along with her very well also, and what the thing he gives, it's also worth watching, and how one gift reaches from one hand to another hand, and it has a history. You will watch that one. And another thing also, how he saved his daughter. From what he will save, you have to watch it also, because I don't want to reveal. You will really like it. It's good. Even the hard people, thick-skinned people, they have feelings and they do care. You will find out what they do. Now what happened is, when these poachers were taking away the tusk, Du and her sister Alika, they were on the bicycle, and they watched these criminals. So their kids, they ran away, but somehow their bicycle was spotted, and now they have to hide and go back to their home. But since it's a poor country, and they can figure it out very well that whose bicycle it is. Now what happened is that the villagers leader reached that family and asked them, "Where is your bicycle?" So when the money is involved in all these things, they don't care about who is that. So in the night time, those criminals come and they attack his family. So somehow he jumped from the hut with his sister Du and Alika, and they escape to the nearest place. Now their journey starts. What happens with them from one place to another place? And the good thing that you really will like is it's a real story. I feel like because sometimes it happens. I read in the news, I guess, that there were two migrants. They boarded on a plane, but not on a seat, but on the tires of the airplane. And you will see what happened. It is a very sensitive and very heart-touching scene. You will really like it because I don't want to reveal more. Just giving you a hint of what happens, and you will see it by yourself. So now what happened is that person who was killed, what his relation was with Du and Alika, and who was saved on the way while reaching to his father. Because what happened is that the situation totally turned upside down, and they have to walk on the path where they are not supposed to. But finally what happens is that they are given to agents, and those agents, they are just human traffickers, and they are just taking money and sending them on a different route. So these kids have to go through so much challenges. There is always a story, thousands and millions stories behind what happens when they are joining this route. I really feel like it should be, remember, in all over the world, the countries, those who have very rich people, they are always involved in crimes like this. But only the poor people, they are the ones who are very dedicated to their work. They pay taxes, they live a very low profile normal life. Whereas you will see that the guy who was running an NGO, he also committed a crime, and he ran away from Spain for almost 10 years. And you will understand what he did. So here you will see, you could become the savior by investing your money in something that is very good, but whereas on the other hand you are committing a crime. But you will really know and watch this movie once you will understand what happens during all this. And now they travel from one plane and reach the place, and then from one hand to another hand, how many hurdles he has to go through. So I'm sharing in a typos the different stories. What happened with Du and Alika, what this guy who is running an NGO, what happens, and how he is there, and how his daughter also comes, and what happened to their mother. All these things you will really enjoy it, and you will like it. It's a very sensitive movie. I hope you will like this. Kindly like, and especially, oh sorry, I forgot it, what happened with Matthew. And their case goes to the court, and they just said that okay, now you have to go through a legal process. But their ground, their players, and their everything will be very hard for them. What happened later, you will really be amazed, and you will like it. So kindly like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon for more notifications. Bye bye.